What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with Weekend Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
That's right, Ninja. I'm ready for the weekend. And you know who else is ready for the weekend? The amazing Mets. No team hotter than the Mets right now. Actually, I'm not sure that's true. But no team is in a better position than they were earlier in the season. Opened the series yesterday against the Braves. Won in pretty awesome fashion. And they got their ace back, Kodai Senga, who pitched pretty well. He did leave a little bit of an injury here, Ninja, but I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I would say Kodai Senga pitched way better than I expected. And I'm a huge Kodai Senga fan. I expected some rust. It was maybe a very, very tiny bit of rust, but he had 9 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs on only 2 hits. So that's not a lot of rust. He had these fastballs. He was up to like 98 miles an hour on his heater, nasty sliders, but we all come here for the Ghost Fork. And those Ghost Forks were back to being filthy over and over again. You just can't hit the thing because it disappears like
a ghost.
The Mets trounced the Braves 8-4. The only negative part of this for the Mets was that Kodai Senga left this game. It looked really bad. Like, I was hoping it's not an Achilles. Think it may just be a calf strain. Don't know how long he'll be out. But the good news for the Mets is that if he comes back and he comes back like that, they have the ace that they've been missing.
The reports say it's typically a 2-week injury, so 2 weeks would be nice. And also, the Mets now in first place in the wild card standings. Just
Who
clear.
would have thought this?
Lindor has come back with a vengeance, missed the All-Star game, but has been FanDuel has him number 3 now in NL MVP odds. The Mets are looking good, and we both want to see him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I do want to see him in the playoffs. I do. Are they buyers now? Does that mean that they're going to add something to their team? I hope so too. Like in New York, you go big or go home.
Well, you got the cash too. I mean, Cohen was spending trillions. Didn't see the results he wanted immediately, and then slowed down a lot. But spend another $100 million right now at the trade deadline, Stevie. Come on.
Senga faced Charlie Morton, who had 2 Ks in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 5 earned runs. He had this fastball and curveball for a sword. Now to the rest of my whip around the league, Ben Lively had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1. He had these painted 2-seamers and nasty curveball. Also took advantage of a pretty big zone here. Look at these calls. He helped the Guardians tame the Phillies 3-1. He faced Christopher Sanchez, who had 2 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this painted 2-seamer and changeup. Pablo Lopez, no relation to Pablo Honey, the Radiohead album, had 7 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. Do you like Pablo Honey, Will?
Not their best. I'm obsessed with Radiohead, but no, it's probably my least favorite album of theirs.
Yeah, because you're a creep. You're a weirdo. What the hell are you doing here? You don't belong here.
I didn't deserve this.
Pablo Lopez had these sweepers and changeups. Pablo helped the Twins declaw the Tigers 9-3. He faced Kader Montero, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 5 runs, had his backdoor slider, and his dirty slider for a sword. The Reds beat the Rays 3-2. Nick Lodolo had 5 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He honestly didn't have his breaking ball going very well. He relied on his fastball for these Ks. Nick Lodolo without his breaking ball is like, it's like Pitching Ninja without his beard. That wouldn't be good.
Jesus.
He faced Shane Baz, who had 7 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these curveballs and heaters. The Padres downed the Orioles 6-4. Grayson Rodriguez had 2 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. His fastball for a sword in this changeup. He faced Adam Mazur, who had 1 K in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run, and had this slider. The Blue Jays flew past the Rangers 6-5. Yusei Kikuchi had 5 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, but gave up 5 runs. Relied mostly on his fastballs. He faced Andrew Heaney, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had this fastball and slider. The Marlins swam past the Brewers 6-2. Trevor Rogers had 1 K in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this heater. Faced Freddie Peralta, who had 4 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, relied on his fastball. The A's snuck past the Angels 5-4. Don't look now, but the A's are 7-3 in their last 10 games. Do we break up the A's? Are they buyers at the deadline, Will?
Well, speaking of breaking up the A's, what happened with Mason Miller's hand?
I think it was that handshake I gave him during the All-Star game, except it was his left hand. I checked. He punched a soft table because he had to do a workout after the game or something like that. And I think he was probably just playing around because Mason Miller doesn't appear to have much of a temper. Anyway, Paul Blackburn had 2 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, had the slider for a sword. He faced friend of the show, Carson Fulmer, who had 3 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on only 2 hits, and had this dirty changeup. The D-backs slithered past the Pirates 4-3. Zach Gallen actually wasn't very sharp. He had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. Not his best, to be honest, but had these knuckle curves, picked up a sword. He faced Luis Ortiz, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, relied mostly on his fastballs. He had this elevated heater and his inside fastball. The Red Sox beat the Yankees 9-7. This is the Will Leahey part of the show.
Hell of a game.
Brian Bayo had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this 98-mile-an-hour sinker at the knees and this nasty slider. And Nestor Cortez continued to struggle. He had 5 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. Had this cutter. He doesn't look very confident to me anymore.
He doesn't, but who cares about Nestor? The Red Sox finally won one of these close back and forth games. It was an unbelievable way to start it out at Fenway. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Judge's monster dong here, 470 to a part of Fenway that I've honestly just never seen before. He's out of control, but great way to open up the series here, Ninja.
Is this the dong of the day?
It's not. I don't want to give it to a Yankee against the Red Sox. It's as simple as that.
I see how it is. Your allegiances. In not a pitcher's duel, the Nats beat the Cardinals 10-8. Mackenzie Gore had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 6 runs. Relied on these heaters. He faced Sonny Gray, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 5 runs. Had this front door 2-seamer, his cutter, curveballs, and sweeper. Brady Singer had 5 Ks in 7 scoreless innings. It's time for Will to guess Brady Singer's ERA. What is it, Will?
2.82.
You looked. You cheated.
I didn't. What is it?
Seriously?
I totally guess. What is it?
It is literally 2.82.
I'm sure everybody watching will just completely not believe it at all, but I had no reason to look up Brady Singer's ERA before Ninja just asked me. I'll be here all week.
The Royals shut out the Cubs 6-0. He had these 2-seamers and sliders and picked up a sword. He faced Kyle Hendricks, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 6 runs. Hit his fastball and changeup. Commander George Kirby had 7 Ks in 7 scoreless innings. Did he give up a walk, Will?
No.
He did. You suck. He gave up 1 walk and 6 hits. Of course, hit his spots as usual. His sliders looked really good, I thought. And, of course, his fastball command. He faced Drew Thorpe, who got the absolute fucking lit out of him. He gave up 8 runs in 2/3 of an inning, 3 home runs. You could not bed any worse than this. If you had explosive diarrhea because you ate a tuna sandwich that was left out in the sun for 5 weeks. This is terrible, Drew. Shape up. We need better from you.
That's pretty harsh. Somebody must have bet on this guy.
He blew it for me. I thought I took him at a low K number. He didn't sniff it. Kyle Harrison had 11 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run on only 1 hit. Harrison dominated this game mostly with his fastballs, but also had this vicious slurve. Look at that thing. He faced Kyle Freeland, who had 8 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 6 runs. He had this slider, changeup, and knuckle curves. Freeland appears to be striking out a few more hitters than usual, although gave up a bunch of runs here. In the pitching outing of the day, Framber Valdez had 10 strikeouts in 6 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 4 hits, as the Astros blanked the Dodgers 4-0. He had these sinkers, curveballs over and over again, as well as his changeup. Just pure domination. He faced Gavin Stone, who had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had this fastball and slider. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Jason Adam had these changeups and slider. Jose Alvarado had this cutter and 2-seamer. Emmanuel Clase had this slider. Lucas Ursig had this 99-mile-an-hour heater. Kenley Jansen had this cutter. Jojo Romero had this nasty slider. And Tanner Scott had these wicked sliders. And I love Fortes here, trying to hand him the ball after the game, like, here you go, here you go. Hey, 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 hey. Finally had to tap him on the shoulder to get his attention. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday: at number 5, George Kirby and his sliders. At number 4, Framber Valdez and his nasty curveballs. At number 3, Kyle Harrison and this wicked slurve. At number 2, Kodai Senga and his ghost forks. And at number 1, Pete Fairbanks and this 95-mile-an-hour changeup. Look how disgusting this thing is. See, Edward Cabrera, you're not the only one who could throw 95-mile-an-hour changeups. And now, my pitching ninja moment of Zen. Sir Anthony Dominguez announced his presence on the Orioles with authority here, throwing this fastball over the catcher, through the net, into the tunnel, out of the stadium. This thing caught an Uber, went back to the team hotel, chilled with 5 martinis. You heard it here first. My picks of the day today: I'm going to start with Tarek Skubal for 7 Ks or more, then take Shota Imanaga for 5 Ks or more, and top it off with Jake Irvin for 5 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?